Jack and Rachel were a whirlwind of activity. With 3 kids, 2 demanding careers, and a schedule that seemed to run on overdrive, they often felt like they were living life in the fast lane.
Jack, a dedicated history professor at the local university, was passionate about his students and his research. He pored over ancient texts, prepared engaging lectures, and always made time for students who needed extra guidance.
Rachel, a successful architect, was equally driven, spending her days sketching out innovative designs and managing complex projects.
They cherished the time they had together as a family, whether it was reading bedtime stories, sharing meals filled with laughter, or cheering on their children at soccer games and school plays.
However, the demands of their careers often left them feeling pulled in countless directions. As the annual parent-teacher conferences approached, a familiar mix of anticipation and anxiety settled over Jack and Rachel. It was a time for reflection, a chance to gain a deeper understanding of their children's progress and challenges within the structured environment of school. They looked forward to hearing about their children's academic achievements, their social interactions, and their overall well-being from the perspective of their teachers. Each child, they knew, possessed unique strengths and areas for growth, and they valued the insights that their teachers could provide. Yet, the conferences also brought a sense of vulnerability. How would their children be perceived by their teachers? Were they providing enough support at home? Were they doing enough to nurture their children's talents and address their weaknesses? They wanted the best for their children, and the conferences felt like a report card not only on their children's progress but also on their own abilities as parents. As they prepared for the conferences, Jack and Rachel found themselves reminiscing about their own school years. The challenge, as always, was finding the time. With their demanding work schedules, coordinating 3 separate parent-teacher conferences felt like a logistical nightmare. Emails were exchanged, phone calls were made, and calendars were consulted with meticulous care. They knew that attending these conferences was not just about fulfilling an obligation, but about demonstrating to their children that their education was a top priority. Jack rearranged his office hours, hoping that none of his students would require an impromptu meeting during that time. Rachel, constantly juggling deadlines and client meetings, found herself working late into the evenings, determined to clear her schedule for the conferences. Despite the logistical hurdles, Jack and Rachel approached the upcoming parent-teacher conferences with a mix of hope and determination. They were eager to connect with their children's teachers, to gain a deeper understanding of their individual needs, and to work together to create the best possible learning environment for each child. The first parent-teacher conference was for their eldest, Ethan. The air in the school hallway was thick with anticipation, a blend of nervous energy and the comforting aroma of freshly sharpened pencils. Parents whispered amongst themselves, comparing notes on their children's progress and exchanging knowing glances. Jack and Rachel, finding their way to Ethan's usual classroom, couldn't help but feel a sense of nostalgia wash over them. The familiar sights and sounds of the school brought back a flood of memories from their own childhoods. As they waited their turn, Jack and Rachel observed the other parents, their faces reflecting a kaleidoscope of emotions. They knew that each child was unique, and that academic success was just one facet of a much larger picture. Section 2, Academic Performance, a glimpse into their eldest son's world.
Ethan's enthusiasm for learning is truly commendable. He's a curious and engaged student, always eager to participate in class discussions and ask thoughtful questions. His love for reading is evident in his ability to devour books well beyond his grade level.
Jack and Rachel exchanged proud glances, their hearts swelling with a mixture of relief and parental pride.
Ethan's writing skills are also impressive. His vivid imagination and ability to craft compelling stories are noteworthy. His vocabulary is quite advanced for his age, and he shows a natural talent for expressing himself creatively through the written word.
Jack, a history professor himself, felt a surge of pride, imagining Ethan following in his footsteps, captivated by the power of language and storytelling.
However, math presents a bit of a challenge for Ethan. With a little extra practice and encouragement, Ethan can make significant strides in this area.
Section 3, A Teacher's Perspective. Recognizing strengths, addressing challenges.
My tone is both encouraging and realistic. I don't sugarcoat the challenges Ethan faces, but I also emphasize his strengths and potential. I suggest that Jack and Rachel set aside some dedicated time each evening for math practice. Using games, puzzles, or real-life scenarios can make the learning process more engaging and enjoyable for Ethan.
Rachel, an architect accustomed to finding creative solutions, found herself nodding along with Miss Miller's suggestions. She appreciated the teacher's practical approach and her willingness to work collaboratively with parents to support Ethan's academic growth.
I also recommend connecting with Ethan's classmates' parents. Perhaps arranging playdates or study sessions will allow Ethan to learn from his peers in a more relaxed and social setting.
Rachel made a mental note to reach out to some of the other parents in Ethan's class, hoping to organize a study group or perhaps a fun weekend outing to the Science Museum. Jack, while initially somewhat disheartened to hear about Ethan's struggles with math, found himself reassured by Miss Miller's calm and supportive demeanor. He realized that challenges were a natural part of learning, and that with the right guidance and encouragement, Ethan could overcome these hurdles. They knew that education was a collaborative effort, one that required open communication, mutual respect, and a shared commitment to helping their children reach their full potential. Section 4, Open Dialogue, Navigating Expectations and Aspirations.
I want to open the floor to you both, inviting you to share any observations or concerns you have about Ethan's progress. This open dialogue is crucial for creating a supportive and effective learning environment for Ethan.
Rachel shared their observations about Ethan's love for reading, recounting how he often lost himself in books for hours on end, emerging with a thirst for knowledge and a head full of fantastical stories. She also mentioned Ethan's growing interest in science, particularly his fascination with dinosaurs and his endless questions about the natural world.
We want Ethan to develop a strong work ethic and a sense of perseverance. We want him to embrace challenges, to learn from his mistakes, and to develop the resilience needed to overcome setbacks.
Miss Miller listened intently, nodding her head in understanding.
You are raising a remarkable young man. Ethan possesses both a sharp mind and a compassionate heart. His kindness and empathy, his willingness to help his classmates, and his genuine concern for others are truly admirable.
Section 5. The Importance of Assessments, a Measure of Growth and Understanding.
Standardized testing, while just one measure of Ethan's progress, provides valuable insights into his strengths and areas for growth. These scores are not meant to be a source of anxiety or pressure, but rather a tool for understanding how best to support Ethan's educational journey.
Miss Miller shared Ethan's scores with Jack and Rachel, explaining that while he performed exceptionally well in reading and writing, his math scores were slightly below average for his grade level. This confirmed what Miss Miller had observed in class and provided a baseline for measuring Ethan's progress throughout the year. Jack, ever the pragmatist, saw the assessments as a valuable source of information. He appreciated Miss Miller's balanced approach, her willingness to acknowledge both the strengths and weaknesses revealed by the assessments. Rachel, while initially apprehensive about the emphasis on standardized testing, found herself reassured by Miss Miller's emphasis on using the scores as a tool for growth rather than a measure of worth. She appreciated the teacher's commitment to providing individualized support for each student. Section 6. Reflections and Resolutions, Moving Forward with a Shared Vision. As the conference drew to a close, Jack and Rachel felt a sense of gratitude for Miss Miller's dedication and expertise. They left the classroom feeling informed, empowered, and optimistic about Ethan's future. They had gained valuable insights into their son's academic performance, his social interactions, and his overall well-being within the school environment. They had also established a strong foundation of communication and collaboration with Miss Miller, a partnership built on mutual respect, shared goals, and a genuine desire to help Ethan thrive. They knew that their journey as parents was far from over, but they felt equipped to face the challenges ahead, knowing that they had a supportive and knowledgeable ally in Ethan's teacher. As they made their way out of the school, Jack and Rachel reflected on the conference, discussing their impressions of Miss Miller, their observations about Ethan's progress, and their hopes for the year ahead. Section 1. The second conference, shifting gears to a different child. The second conference of the evening was for their middle child, Sophia. A stark contrast to Ethan's quiet thoughtfulness, Sophia was a whirlwind of energy and emotions, her vibrant personality both endearing and occasionally overwhelming. Sophia's teacher, Mr. Davis, was a young man with a kind face and a calm demeanor, his classroom a testament to his patience and creativity. Colorful artwork adorned the walls, evidence of messy but enthusiastic projects. The air buzzed with a residual energy, as if the children's laughter and chatter still lingered in the air.
Sophia is a bright and imaginative student, always eager to participate in class discussions and share her unique perspective. Her artwork is particularly impressive, showcasing a natural talent for color and composition.
Jack and Rachel exchanged knowing glances, recognizing in their daughter a spark of artistic passion that mirrored Rachel's own love for design.
However, Sophia's exuberance sometimes manifests as disruptive behavior in the classroom. While her enthusiasm is endearing, it sometimes makes it difficult for her to focus on the task at hand and can be disruptive to her classmates. Section 2. Behavioral concerns, unraveling the mystery of their middle child.
Jack and Rachel listened intently, their brows furrowed in concern. They had noticed Sophia's tendency to be easily distracted at home, but they hadn't realized the extent to which it was impacting her classroom experience. They had always attributed it to her age and her naturally energetic personality, but now they wondered if there was something more to it.
Sophia's impulsivity sometimes leads to conflicts with her classmates. She has a hard time sharing toys and materials, and she can be quick to anger when things don't go her way. While these behaviors are not uncommon for children her age, I worry they might be preventing Sophia from forming meaningful friendships and fully engaging in the classroom community.
Miss Garcia shared specific examples of Sophia's behavior, recounting instances where she had interrupted lessons, argued with classmates, or refused to participate in group activities. Jack and Rachel listened with growing concern, their hearts aching for their daughter as they realized the extent of her struggles. They had always seen Sophia as a happy and outgoing child, but now they saw a different side of her, one marked by frustration, insecurity, and a desperate need to be understood.
I believe Sophia is a bright and capable student with a lot to offer. I'm confident that with the right support and guidance, she can learn to manage her impulses, develop positive social skills, and thrive in the classroom environment. Section 3. A teacher's observations, painting a picture of classroom dynamics.
Miss Garcia's observations painted a vivid picture of Sophia's experience in the classroom. She described her as a social butterfly, eager to make friends but struggling to navigate the complexities of social interactions. Sophia craved attention and often resorted to disruptive behavior as a way of seeking validation and connection.
Sophia's interactions with her classmates are a mix of genuine kindness and struggles with impulsivity and emotional regulation. Her infectious laughter and boundless energy are wonderful, but she faces challenges in channeling those qualities in a positive and constructive way.
Jack and Rachel found themselves reflecting on their own experiences as children. Jack, a self-proclaimed introvert, recalled his own struggles with social anxiety and his preference for quiet observation over boisterous interaction. Rachel, on the other hand, remembered being a talkative and energetic child, often reprimanded for interrupting or being too loud. They realized that Sophia's challenges, while concerning, were not entirely unfamiliar.
I appreciate your understanding and willingness to work together. It's important to acknowledge both the positive and challenging aspects of Sophia's personality. We genuinely care about her and are committed to helping her reach her full potential.
Jack and Rachel appreciated Miss Garcia's balanced approach and saw in her a teacher who genuinely cared about her students.
Section 4. Bridging the Gap: Understanding Behavior at Home and School.
Miss Garcia then turned her attention to Jack and Rachel, inviting them to share their observations about Sophia's behavior at home. She emphasized the importance of open communication between parents and teachers, recognizing that they were all part of the same team, working together to support Sophia's growth and well-being.
Sophia has boundless energy and tends to flit from one activity to the next without ever quite settling down. Her curiosity is insatiable, and she's constantly asking questions and needing to be stimulated.
Sophia is very sensitive and takes things personally. She has difficulty regulating her emotions, and we often find ourselves at a loss for how to best support her. We've tried setting clear boundaries and providing outlets for her energy and creativity, but nothing seems to stick for very long. We worry that we're failing her somehow.
Miss Garcia listened patiently, nodding her head in understanding.
You're not alone in your struggles. Many parents of bright and energetic children face similar challenges. There are no easy answers, no magic solutions, but with patience, consistency, and a willingness to experiment, we can find strategies that work for Sophia and your family.
Jack and Rachel felt a sense of relief and hope, knowing they had a supportive partner in Miss Garcia, and that they were not alone in their journey to help Sophia thrive.
Seeking solutions. Collaborative strategies for positive change. I've found some strategies that have been really effective in managing Sophia's behavior in the classroom. Providing her with clear expectations and consistent routines helps her feel safe and secure, which reduces her anxiety and minimizes distractions.
Mr. Davis explained that giving Sophia opportunities to move her body throughout the day, whether through brief exercise breaks or structured movement activities, helped her release pent-up energy and improve her focus.
I suggest you try implementing similar strategies at home. Establish a predictable bedtime routine, create a designated space for Sophia to play and be creative, and incorporate physical activity into her daily life. Also, work with her on developing coping mechanisms for managing her emotions, such as deep breathing exercises, mindfulness techniques, or simply taking a few minutes to calm down in a quiet space when she feels overwhelmed.
Mr. Davis emphasized the importance of positive reinforcement, praising Sophia for her efforts and celebrating her successes, no matter how small.
Children thrive on positive attention. By focusing on her strengths and accomplishments, you can help her develop a more positive self-image and build her confidence.
As the conference drew to a close, Jack and Rachel felt a renewed sense of hope and determination. They left the classroom feeling informed, empowered, and optimistic about Sophia's future. They had gained valuable insights into their daughter's challenges, but they had also witnessed firsthand the unwavering support and dedication of her teacher. They had entered the conference feeling anxious and uncertain, but they left with a renewed sense of purpose and a clear plan of action. They realized that Sophia's journey would not be without its bumps in the road, but they were confident that with patience, understanding, and the unwavering support of her teacher, she would learn to navigate the complexities of school and life with grace and resilience. They were grateful for Mr. Davis's willingness to collaborate with them, to share his expertise, and to work together to create the best possible learning environment for Sophia. They understood that raising a child was a shared responsibility, one that required open communication, mutual respect, and a commitment to working together for the benefit of the child. The final conference of the evening was for their youngest child, Ben. Still in preschool, Ben possessed an infectious laugh and a boundless curiosity about the world around him. He approached every new experience with a mix of excitement and trepidation, his big brown eyes wide with wonder and a hint of uncertainty. As they made their way to Ben's classroom, a sense of calm settled over Jack and Rachel. The weight of the earlier conferences, with their focus on academic and behavioral challenges, seemed to lift, replaced by the simple joy of witnessing their youngest child's journey of discovery. Ben's classroom was a testament to the power of play-based learning. Colorful blocks were stacked precariously, threatening to topple over at any moment. Finger paints adorned the tables, evidence of recent artistic endeavors. The air buzzed with a gentle hum of activity as children moved from one activity to the next, their laughter echoing through the room. Jack and Rachel, taking a seat on miniature chairs designed for preschoolers, couldn't help but smile at the scene before them.
Hi there. I'm glad you could make it. Let's talk about Ben. He's such a kind and gentle soul, always eager to help his classmates and share his toys. His creativity is amazing. He loves building elaborate structures with blocks and has a real fascination with the natural world.
Miss Johnson recounted stories of Ben carefully collecting leaves and stones on their nature walks, his eyes sparkling with wonder as he examined each treasure.
So let's shift the conversation a bit to areas where Ben could benefit from additional support. While he's thriving in the play-based environment of preschool, he sometimes struggles with transitions and following instructions. His attention can be fleeting, and he often needs gentle reminders to stay on task.
Miss Johnson then shared specific examples of Ben's challenges, recounting instances where he had difficulty sitting still during circle time, became easily frustrated when he couldn't complete a puzzle, or wandered away from the group during outdoor play. Jack and Rachel listened intently, recognizing in Miss Johnson's words their own observations of Ben's behavior at home.
These challenges are not uncommon for children Ben's age. Preschool is a time of tremendous growth and development, and children develop at their own pace. I'm confident that with your support and collaboration, Ben will continue to make progress in these areas. I suggest working with Ben on developing his listening skills and his ability to follow instructions. Simple games like Simon Says or Red Light, Green Light can be really helpful. Also, establishing clear routines and expectations at home can provide Ben with a sense of predictability and security. Now, let's talk about Ben's academic progress. While formal academics aren't the primary focus in preschool, we do incorporate pre-reading and pre-math skills into our daily activities. Ben shows a keen interest in books, often choosing to look at pictures and read stories to himself during quiet time.
Miss Johnson noted that Ben enjoyed sorting and classifying objects, often spending long periods engaged in building projects with blocks or organizing toy cars by color.
I suggest continuing to foster Ben's love for learning by reading to him regularly, providing him with access to age-appropriate books and puzzles, and incorporating simple counting and sorting activities into your daily routines. Ben is kind, gentle, and has an infectious laugh. He's a joy to have in class and a valued member of our little community. Social and emotional development are just as important as academic progress at this age, and Ben is well on his way to developing the skills he needs to thrive both in and out of the classroom. Now, I'd like to open the floor to you both. Do you have any observations or concerns about Ben's development? Open communication between home and school is crucial. We're all part of the same team, working together to support Ben's growth and well-being.
Rachel shared their observations about Ben's difficulty with transitions, recounting his frequent meltdowns when it was time to leave the playground or get ready for bed. She also expressed their concern about his tendency to withdraw when he felt overwhelmed or frustrated, often retreating into his own little world rather than seeking help or comfort.
We've noticed that Ben has a hard time with transitions. He often has meltdowns when it's time to leave the playground or get ready for bed. He also tends to withdraw when he feels overwhelmed or frustrated, retreating into his own world instead of seeking help.
Jack, in his usual thoughtful manner, spoke of Ben's sensitive nature, his empathy for others, and his love for animals. He shared anecdotes about Ben's tender heart, recounting instances where he had comforted a crying classmate or insisted on sharing his favorite toy with a child who seemed sad.
Ben is so sensitive and empathetic. He loves animals and always shows such a tender heart. There was this one time he comforted a crying classmate, and another time he insisted on sharing his favorite toy with a child who seemed sad.
Miss Johnson listened intently, nodding her head in understanding.
I understand the challenges you're facing, but you're doing a wonderful job as parents. Every child is different, and what works for one might not work for another.
The atmosphere was one of warmth, mutual respect, and a genuine desire to collaborate, reflecting a shared commitment to Ben's well-being.
All right, let's discuss some practical suggestions for managing Ben's transitions and helping him develop coping mechanisms for dealing with frustration. First, give Ben plenty of warning before transitions. Use visual timers to help him anticipate upcoming changes and create a predictable routine to minimize anxiety. Providing Ben with a quiet space where he can retreat when he feels overwhelmed is also important. This allows him to self-regulate his emotions in a safe and supportive environment. Positive reinforcement is key. Praise Ben for his efforts and celebrate his successes, no matter how small. At home, you might consider creating a calm-down corner equipped with sensory toys, soft blankets, and books that Ben finds comforting. Introducing Ben to simple mindfulness techniques, like deep breathing exercises or guided imagery, can help him learn to manage his emotions. Consistency between home and school is crucial. Children thrive when they encounter similar expectations and routines in both environments. So, let's communicate regularly. Share any strategies you're using at home and don't hesitate to seek my guidance when needed.
Miss Johnson's suggestions were practical and compassionate, offering a clear path forward for Jack and Rachel to support Ben both at school and at home. Section 6. A collective effort, nurturing growth through collaboration. As the conference drew to a close, Jack and Rachel felt a renewed sense of hope and optimism. They left the classroom feeling informed, empowered, and confident in their ability to support Ben's growth and development. They had gained valuable insights into their son's strengths and challenges, but they had also witnessed firsthand the unwavering dedication and expertise of his teacher. They had begun the evening feeling a mix of anticipation and apprehension, but they left with a sense of gratitude and a renewed commitment to working collaboratively with their children's teachers. They had come to realize that parenting, like teaching, was not a solitary endeavor, but rather a collective effort that required open communication, mutual respect, and a shared belief in the potential of every child. Section 1. A tapestry of growth, weaving together insights and strategies. As Jack and Rachel drove home, they felt a sense of accomplishment and renewed purpose. The parent-teacher conferences had proven invaluable for growth and connection. They entered the school with expectations, but left feeling hopeful and determined. Each conference revealed different facets of their children's personalities and challenges. Ethan, with his love for books, reminded them of nurturing a love for learning. Sophia, full of energy, challenged them to find creative outlets and guide her gently. Ben, with his gentle heart, reminded them of the simple joys of childhood. Each child was a unique masterpiece, and their role was to provide love and guidance. As they pulled into their driveway, Jack and Rachel shared a knowing look. They were partners in the adventure of raising kind, compassionate, and capable human beings. Section 2. The power of collaboration, nurturing a shared vision for success. Jack and Rachel learned the importance of collaboration between parents and teachers. They saw the power of open communication and mutual respect. Teachers were partners in their children's growth, offering invaluable insights. Active listening and open-mindedness were crucial in these conversations. Challenging behaviors often stemmed from unmet needs or a struggle to navigate emotions. They appreciated the dedication and expertise of their children's teachers. They vowed to stay involved, maintain communication, and advocate for their children. At home, hearing their children's laughter, they felt grateful for the support around them. They were committed to seeking guidance and learning from their mistakes. Section 3. Embracing the journey. Celebrating milestones and navigating challenges. Parenthood is a winding path full of unexpected twists, moments of joy, and periods of doubt. Challenges will come, with moments of frustration and setbacks, but there will also be triumphs, breakthroughs and moments of pride. Celebrate the milestones' first steps, reading aloud, comforting a friend. Cherish the laughter, bedtime stories, shared meals, and quiet moments. Face challenges with courage, compassion, and belief in resilience. Embrace your children with love and encouragement. Valuable lessons are learned in the beautiful tapestry of family life. Embrace the future with hope, hand in hand with family and love.